Hi, welcome back to Rowdy Sports. This is Peach. Canada, right. Match day review, first knockout round. Plus, we're going to do a preview for the first round of knockouts for tomorrow, which is, today we had Canada versus South Africa, and tomorrow we have Brazil versus Japan, Germany versus Paraguay, Morocco versus Netherlands. So today, I don't know if you were watching that stinker, but Canada, for the first time in the history of their country, have moved on to the round of 16 through a very late dramatic goal from Eustáquio. I don't think I got that right, but he was on all game, played pretty good. No, Eustáquio was on all game. He played the full 90, got the goal in the 94th minute through a shot outside the box. It kind of felt like South Africa were ready for the whistle to go into overtime, and they just let off the gas and weren't paying attention, and the goal then, destroyed them. They tried to fight back, but nothing happened. Really, they had pretty much like no shots on goal. It was a pretty bad game from South Africa, in my opinion, but it is what it is. All bets got tanked. I didn't see anybody cash anything because of how shitty that game was. So, yeah. All right, moving on to tomorrow's preview. Brazil versus Japan. This is a sick one. I'm predicting Japan win this game through fine margins. I'm going to say it's going to be either 2-1 or 3-2, and Japan take it. I don't know where the goals are coming from. I just know it's going to happen. Either it's a completely low-scoring game where it's 2-1 and they just neutralize Brazil. Man, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this out loud because, Brazil they're so stacked. They're such a powerhouse. Like, Cunha has been on a mean one. Vinicius Jr.'s been on a mean one. But Japan has also looked like a devastating team here, scorching Tunisia 4-0, drawing with Sweden, drawing with the Netherlands. They just have goals in them, and I believe they can get through on this Brazil squad. I just don't know why. Brazil have been pretty convincing. 3-0 against Scotland, 3-0 against Haiti, and had the draw against Morocco in the Cup. I just believe that we're in for our first real big World Cup upset in this match. If Brazil do move on, it'll be because they just bested an incredible Japanese team. And let's not sugarcoat this; they're incredible. The players that I'm looking at are obviously Cunha and Vinicius Jr. They've been the most productive out of the two teams. They're going to be the most expensive in fantasy, but their stat lines are really great. I mean, if you can get a 0.5 on target for either of them, I'd take the over for sure. I'm not sure about 2, especially against this really, really, tightly knitted Japanese squad, because they don't really give up a lot of goals. They really don't. They are very, very good in formation. They play like this wandering 5-2-2-1, which turns into this like 4-4-2 kind of almost in and out of possession. So players I'm looking at are Nakamura, Ueda, Ito, and Maeda. I just think are really, really special, and you'll probably be able to get all these players for super cheap in fantasy. All really have great fantasy output, production, regardless of them playing Brazil. They're going to have possession here. Brazil, this is going to be a 50-50 game. I think that possession is going to be split a lot, and I don't think people are predicting that at all. Brazil, I just feel like Japan are going to win. Germany versus Paraguay. Now, I believe that Germany are going to take this one, and I think that Kai Havertz gets on the score sheet. I really don't want Florian Wirtz to be playing. I think he's been the reason that Germany haven't been so productive. I fucking hate the guy. I really do. I fucking hate his stupid haircut and his dumb fucking face. He is not my favorite player in this squad, to say the least. Players that I'm looking at are Musiala and Havertz more than anybody. Maybe David Raum or Nathaniel Brown if he's playing. Nemcha has had incredible fantasy output with a low cost for the entire tournament. And the only player I'm looking at is Julio Enciso on Paraguay's squad. Miggy Almiron's coming back. I'm sure he'll cover his mouth and say something racist again and get fucking red carded. Don't bet on that. Netherlands versus Morocco. Germany are going to win 3-1, maybe even 4. If you don't bet on Brian Brobby in this game after I've been saying it over and over and over again, you're a dumbo. Same thing with Hakimi and Sabarini. They're very, very talented. They know how to drive the play, especially against this Netherlands squad. I think they can get at them. I think this Netherlands squad looks tired, you know what I mean? And, that dude's predicting the Netherlands go all the way to the end, and I kind of fucking don't believe him, but I do believe that they will beat Morocco here. I'm going to say it's going to be 2-2 all the way to the whistle in overtime, and then they go through on pens. Now, I believe that Morocco have one of the best defenses in the league, and you could say that the Netherlands has a really, really well-developed defense because of Van Dijk, Van Hecker, Dumfries, and Doucheface Van de Ven. And that's his legal first name is Doucheface, actually. I don't know. People are like, oh, it's Mickey. Oh, Mickey. Oh. No, it's Doucheface. Doucheface Van der Ven. It's a classic Netherlandic name. I just think that they can get taken down on that side. Maybe El Canoes gets an assist in this game because of Doucheface. Dumfries has probably one of the best outputs on the defensive line out of all the players in all these games. Maybe Nathaniel Brown if he's playing. If you can get both in a fantasy lineup, I would definitely consider it. But yeah, so we're going to say Japan, Germany, and Netherlands move on from this round. We're wishy-washy on the Japan, but I believe it in my heart of hearts. But do I bet on my heart? No, I bet on my brain because my brain knows better than my heart. And remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Oh!